This is the Process Shot. I'm Michael, I'm stuck in a blatant allegory, and I've seen Raya and the Last Dragon, a not quite so new animated adventure comedy from directors Don Hall and Carlos López Estrada. The film is set in Kumadra, a land once home to people and dragons, but has since split into 5 warring territories after a war against evil spirits that turned the dragons into stone, save for a water dragon named Sisu, said to have saved the land before disappearing, leaving behind a gem filled with magic. 500 years later, the evil spirits return when Raya, daughter of one of the chiefs, is betrayed by Namari, daughter of another chief, causing a scuffle between all the tribes and breaking the gem into pieces. Raya is saved, and after 6 years of searching, she finds Sisu, who admits that her role in saving the world wasn't quite as was told. After devising a plan, the two decide to make a journey through Kumadra to steal the gem pieces, restore the gem, and potentially bring balance back to the Force. The land. The movie spends more time than is probably necessary in backstory, taking up pretty much the whole of the first act and leaving the rest of the film to have to rush through its journey quite a bit. There's a pretty basic pattern that ends up being followed as the characters enter new locations, with a few variations here and there as the ongoing story progresses, but otherwise sticking pretty close to a basic formula. It's actually pretty transparent how much of the film sticks to its structure, never really straying from or experimenting with the kind of beats that you'd find in stories like this, once again giving off a lot of save the cat energy, made even more blatant by the rather overt symbolism in the story's details, highlighting the greater themes with as much subtlety as a brick wall with the words trust and teamwork, or looking past differences and coming together painted on it. Sure, this is a movie meant for younger audiences, and the message is one that's resonant enough, but it doesn't mean you have to spell things out so blatantly. It just makes the resulting story predictable and the overall film feel a bit lazy in that regard. I'd be forgiving if the rest of Raya and the Last Dragon were technically impressive, but it's really not all that much. There's a lot of good effort being put into the visuals here, most of all in the natural physics and especially in water and dust effects. It's actually a bit unusual in its rather realistic display of nature, contrasted against the stylized character design and art direction. It gives the film a weird imbalance, as though it were designed to be less of an adventure story and more of a technical showcase. It would explain a bit why the story is so basic, at least, but it also just makes me feel like they chose to forego aiming for a more consistent art design in favor of showing off an environment that looks pretty. Overall, I don't necessarily think that the movie is awful, but there's plenty of room for expansion or improvement. As it stands, it feels as if the filmmakers had limited time to develop or complete the project, and just went with whatever's been proven to be a safe approach. Raya and the Last Dragon. Don Hall, Carlos López Estrada, 2021. 2.5 stars. I'd say that it's still worth a watch, though it's more like a background noise, Saturday morning kind of movie. Well, that's it for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more reviews. It almost feels bad to say that this is a Disney movie. They used to have some sort of spark of creativity and surprise in their stories. I wonder what happened.